Okay, Umoja TWO TV remix show. We got here today with us is Rodney Parker, fabulous young man. I'm Coach Danzy, and alongside me is my partner in crime, Coach Fuller. Rodney for the Bishop Givens Golden Knights, the 6'4" junior forward. Guard, I should say. He does it all out there. This season, he averaged 17.1 points a game. He knocked down 23 pointers. And I don't have much stats on him, but that's what I got so far. And we'll get to Rodney. He'll probably tell us more about those stats. But he also was on the New York State Class B honorable mention list there. He made the Western Athletic Conference Hudson Division first team. He was a Delhi Gazette all-area team honorable mention, and he also helped his team to a Western Athletic Conference division title, I believe. Welcome aboard, Rodney. Glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
All right. Let's get right into it. Tell me why you wore number
22. I wear it because it was my mom wore it in high school when she played basketball, and so did my dad. And I thought I would just keep it in the family, so that's why I decided to wear 22.
Great. That's outstanding. Also, you said your dad. All right, we'll get to him in a second.
Hold on a second, Coach. Let me interject for a second. So was your mom and dad at the same high school playing basketball at the same time?
No, they were at two different high schools.
And they
What'd you say?
Were they together in high school as to why they were number 22, or was it just an ironic situation?
No, it's just ironic.
Okay.
All right. So the first question is, your earliest age you remember picking up a basketball, just picking it up, like seeing it, like, oh, okay.
My earliest age, I don't know. I'd probably say about 3, because I remember we would always, you know how people get the little mini hoops?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had one of those, and me and my brother would play on it.
All right, great, outstanding. All right, so what was your first organized team you played on?
My first organized team was probably St. Madeleine Sophie. It was just a team for like young kids. We would just go in, they give us a T-shirt, and it's not pickup, but like we had practices and stuff, but it was for a little church league.
So how old were you then?
I was probably like 7 or 8.
Oh, okay. All right, so so tell me when you realize, at what age did you realize that the sport was for you, that you can really be successful in the sport? What age were you at that time?
I was probably like 11 or 12, because I was decent, and then one summer I just started to get better, and I started to notice like this could be my sport. Like I'm getting pretty good at it, so that's when I decided to stick with it.
So you said like 5th, 6th grade, 7th grade, around that area?
Yeah, probably around then.
Okay, good. All right, explain the influences of your parents that they had on you in your development in sports.
I mean, they're hard workers, so they kind of like pushed me to be a hard worker. Like it's just like that's just what we do. We work hard, and they kind of told me no matter what sport I did, they'll support me, and they're like really supportive about anything that I do, and it kind of helps a lot when I play sports. So
yeah, man, having that family support there, man, is very, very critical. All right, so last one before I send it to Coach, what was your best high school game overall this year? Overall performance? What was your best overall performance this year?
My best overall performance, it was either it's kind of tough. It's between Hudson and Fonda, but I'm gonna say Fonda because that was a more competitive game, and I think Fonda was the game, our home game.
Yeah, I also thought that game against LaSalle, where you dropped 28 points, man, that was.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
yeah. It was a tough one though. You lost it by 2 points, but it looked like it might have been. It was an excellent game to catch. So talk to me about that game a little bit against LaSalle, who's a double-A school.
Yeah, they're pretty tough team to play. They're tall. They were a lot taller than our team. So we knew that there's just like, I think he's like 6'7" or something, the lefty, the center. We knew that we had to shut him down because he's pretty good in the post, and we had to force him right because he likes to use his left hand. And throughout that game, I hit like 2 threes in the first quarter, and I was kind of like hot, so we just like tried to keep the ball in my hand and try to make the smartest plays so we could try and get the W. But
yeah,
short.
Yeah. Go ahead, Coach. You got it.
Yo, you looking kind of brolic, my boy. Which brings me to my point of the way you play the game with so much intensity and force. I remember prior to covering your game, I saw you on the AAU circuit one time. And then when we was covering your game in high school, I was like, that's that kid. I was like, yo, this kid goes extremely hard and absorbs a lot of contact. Talk to me about how did you develop that mindset and come in and address in the game of basketball?
When I was younger, I played on Schenectady CDYBL team, and in practice we were all very like competitive. And the teams that we would play then, Albany was like kind of like not our rival, but like they're competitive and they're good. So we had to play against them every year, and it like first they beat us every year until 8th grade, and it was like we just had to like I don't know. I just like thought that I need to play harder in order to beat them. And our 8th grade year, we finally came out and beat them for the first time since like 5th grade. And yeah, I kind of just like, it's kind of like not a dog. It's, I don't know. All right, I'm going to say I kind of got like a dog mentality now since like, you know, like winning and me doing a lot of scoring, it kind of like boosts me, and it just like makes me think of myself better and more confident.
Now, what propelled you to go to Notre Dame Bishop Gibbons? Because for a while they were like been down for a little while, and like your emergence and you coming to the team has now gave them a newfound type of feeling and being able to compete. So talk to me about your journey there and what prompted you to go there. I sound like you was a Schenectady kid, blah, blah, blah.
It was when I was younger, leaving 5th grade, going into middle school, it was a decision between Bishop Gibbons and CBA. And I shadowed both schools, and I just like, I felt at home at Bishop Gibbons. And me going there, people are very welcoming and very nice. And the coach, my 8th grade coach, well, not 8th grade, but modified coach, he was very good, and he trusted me with the ball, and my teammates were good. They liked they kind of like we're like a family now. Like we've been playing since we were like unmodified, and now we're all on varsity. And me going there, I had a couple friends that didn't go there first, and they saw what they liked what they saw, and then they decided to come. So then Nasir Hunley, he came and joined us, and we're just a big family, and I love it there.
Awesome. Talk to me a little bit about what's your perception when you think about the game of basketball and really what it takes in terms of being a ball player or all-around ball player when it comes to the game of basketball.
When it comes to the game of basketball, you don't necessarily have to be good, but I mean you don't need to start with skill. You need to work hard always. You work hard in practice, you work hard outside practice, at home, drills, anything. You just need to work hard and kind of have a competitive mindset. And you need to go out there and play. Just don't worry about anything. Just play hard and be competitive. And I think when you're thinking those things, you're just playing. It kind of makes the game a little bit easier, not worrying about what else is going on, and you just focus on trying to win and play hard.
Coach?
Yes. When I watched you play, we watched you play 2 times this year, and I was impressed both times. And what I think about you, when I see you play, I think of patience, I think of poise, I think of discipline, I think of skill. You know what I mean? So how would you describe your game when you're on the court for the Gibbons?
I would describe my game as
a bully.
Yeah, I'm definitely a bully in the paint, but usually I'm kind of like, I start out the game kind of patient, just waiting to see like trying to read the defense and see like where I can make easy plays. And as the game goes on, I start to like get more confident, and then I don't know, it's something just clicks and I start to like take over. I don't really know how that works. It's just like I'm playing and then I get into it and then I just start playing hard. I like to be aggressive going down the court. I like to drive. That's what I like to do a lot. But some games I get the hot hand. I just start shooting. I don't really know how it works. It's just something clicks.
Yeah, man. I just like watching you play, man, because you're not a ball hog. You're not thirsty for the ball. You share the rock, and you're real skilled, man. I like how you really are just patient and you craft after you're going through the paint. Man, I just enjoy that. But we gotta move on to the next sort of question. Let me see here. All right, so for the people who don't know you, you are a two-sport athlete. Am I correct, or are you a three-sport?
I'm a two-sport athlete.
All right, so you play football. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. So talk to me about the position you play in football.
In football, I play running back. Last year was my first year playing that position. The year before, I tore a growth plate on my knee, so I only got to play the last 3 games of that season. And they just put me on defense for those 3 games. But this year, during the summer, kind of just got after it, and it was kind of like a learning process because I never played that position before. So they put me there the first game. I'm not sure if they were nervous or didn't know what I could do or what I was capable of, but that first game I had 150 yards of
Wow.
9 carries or something like that, and it was kind of like we were good from there. I just kind of like prove people wrong most of the time. Not that they were like hating or anything, but I just surprised people.
Yeah, man. I saw you play football, a football game as well against Albany High, and that game wasn't even close. But talk to me about your football team. You guys did well this year.
Yeah.
And I saw you in that game. I think you might have left that game early because of cramps or something. But your team back there is special. Your receivers there are special.
Yeah.
Talk to me about some of those guys.
We have a great team, a lot of team chemistry. Our quarterback, Joe Tortello, is phenomenal. 3 great receivers, actually. Noah Foster, Todd Williamson, and Nasir Hunley.
They all play within the basketball court.
Yeah, we all play together on the court. That's why our chemistry and our bond is so good on and off the court. We're good friends, great friends, actually.
Nice.
But, yeah, our team is great. If we can't throw the ball and the defense is doing good, covering our receivers, which doesn't happen often, but if they're covering them good, we can run the ball. If the holes are clogged, we can pass the ball. If we can't do something, we have another way to do it, and we're gonna get it done.
Nice. All right. So, what sport do you enjoy more? Now, if you can't pick between the two, which one would you pursue in college?
I really don't know. I'm not sure. Which one would I pursue in college? I don't know. That's a tough decision. It's like
You still got a year. You still got a year to decide. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love them both, but it would probably come down to like what schools like best offer me. Like what would my academic career look like, and how much playing time I would get, and all sorts of stuff. Where it is, the location. So it'd probably go based off that.
Okay. So you're in the weight room, obviously, because like Coach said, you brolic, man. You're looking
yeah.
out there. Now, so how much time do you put into that aspect of your development, of just getting fit and all that good stuff?
Usually, I like to. Sometimes I do like core work, just to stay fit. Because if you have a tight core, it's easier for you to like run up and down the court and run on the field. But I do a lot of push-ups throughout the day sometimes. But usually our coaches, they like, even if we don't have weight room throughout the week, he'll still like give us the key and like allow us to go into the weight room to work out and stuff. Okay. So I'd say I work out a decent amount throughout the off season.
Now, I noticed that you said, you mentioned a couple academics things in there. So tell me about your academics, man, and how important that is to you.
I think it's very important because I feel like if you're not like worried about school, then like what are you really doing? Because you need to have some sort of knowledge in order to do things. You need college. You need to have a degree. I feel like school is like the number one thing. Like if you're not going to school, then I don't really know like what your future is going to look like. Your future is based off college and what you study and what you major in. And I feel like that's a very important aspect when it comes to me.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so talk to me about some of the competition that you played against, some of the tough teams. You can start there first, but more so some of the toughest players you played against as well on the high school circuit.
On what?
On the high school circuit, like some of the toughest teams you went against and players as well.
All right. So in our division, we played Fonda, which is a pretty tough team. Jackson Addy, he can score the ball like with ease. He can shoot, he can drive, he can do it all. They have shooters on their team, so we got to close out and everything because if he's not scoring, they're shooting the ball. So that's a good team. Who else gave us a run for our money? Oh, when we played Shelmont, that was a tough game. I thought we were gonna win it. I thought we were gonna come back in the second half, but we didn't. But
we talking about the sectional game.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Shelmont is a very tough team. Shane Odell he's tall, he's long, he can do it all. They have shooters too as well. They can just kick it to them in the corner, shoot it. They have a great point guard, Trent. He can handle the ball, he can get to the bucket, he can shoot, he can do it all. They're a good, well-rounded team. I can't really think of any other teams off the top of my head that, are up there, but I think
what about players? Any other players that you went against that you said they was kind of tough or competitive?
I'm not sure what his name is from Hudson, but he's a pretty big dude. He's their, I don't know, he's not really their center, but you'd recognize him if you saw him.
Griffin.
Yes. Yeah. He's a big dude. He's pretty hard to guard down low. We had to double team him the second game just to try and stop him, but he can turn around and score with ease. And if he's not down low, he can come out close to the arc and shoot the jump shot. And another player.
What about LeVon?
Oh yeah, he's good. We didn't play him this year, but he's really good. He's super athletic, and he's starting to develop a 3-point shot. So it's kind of tough to stop him.
Gotcha. So talk to me a little bit about playing for your coach. What are some of the things that he helped you prepare you, and some of the things you like playing with him or don't like? It's all good.
I love playing with him. He's a great coach. He trusts me with the ball, so it kind of makes things a lot easier. Like, he's not nervous if I have the ball in my hands. And he's always open to new ideas. Like, if I'm like, oh, we should run this against their defense because they're cheating up or something. He's always open to new things, which kind of helps if you have like a good chemistry with your coach because you can talk things out and figure out better ways to win a basketball game. And I think I like that a lot about him.
Cool. So is he like a coach's player type of coach? Would you say?
He cares about us. He's there for us. If we need anything from him, he'll do it for us. And he's one of those coaches that he's smart. He knows what to do to win a game. But if you don't want to like cross him or do anything, you don't want to go against what he's saying because that'll get you in trouble. But no, he's a great coach and he knows what he's doing.
Cool.
When you guys get in trouble, what's one of the disciplines that he
16s.
Say it again.
We have to do 16s.
Oh yeah, 16.
And like we have to do it in like a minute or something. I don't know, but yeah. I hate doing those. So.
That gets you guys to act right, I guess, right?
Yeah, it definitely does.
Well, talk to us about the importance of discipline and what does that mean for you personally and as a team and so forth and so on.
I think discipline is discipline's a good thing, honestly. Sometimes it can be bad if it's like used the wrong way, but discipline is good because it teaches you not to you don't want to disrespect our coaches, and you know that we're supposed to treat them with respect because one, they're an adult and they're older than us, and too, they've been there and they know what they're doing. So why would you not listen to them? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, absolutely. That's a good explanation, because how going there gonna tell been there how to get there, right?
Yeah.
You're a rising senior now, so you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So talk about any schools been talking to you or offering you anything like that up in the horizon.
No,
and if not, try to think about this school right here. Okay, this is a very good school. You want to think about it. Good for football and basketball. So keep them in mind, all right?
They all right.
No, I haven't really been talking to any schools yet. I'm waiting for the summer and the coronavirus to end so I can go get myself some exposure and get to these camps so these colleges can notice me.
That's another thing I wanted to ask you about, because you talked about you being brolic, and the COVID-19 virus is around. How are you keeping in shape? I think you mentioned push-ups, right?
Yeah, of course I'm doing push-ups, but me and my dad, sometimes we go for little walks, and my sister and I, we go for jogs around the there's a circle over there around by our house, and we do laps around there. And my friend's dad, we go to this football field, and we do sprints and stuff. Okay. More agility and speed work.
Yeah, I usually typically challenge young kids, but the way your arm's looking, I think I'll take a pass.
That's real talk. Hate to see the defenders next year try to stop him.
That's a whole fact.
Now, there's one thing that I saw in your game, but you need to. Now, Max, what is one part of your game that you want to improve on?
My free throw percentage.
Yeah,
it was terrible. It was not good at all this year.
Yes. I was gonna mention that, but yeah, you knew it, so that's something you gotta fix, man.
I don't know what it was this year, but I gotta work on that.
Yeah, you definitely gotta work. You definitely gotta work on that. The guy of your size and you like to attack the basket, that means you got a lot of trips to the free throw line. So you definitely want to improve in that area.
I'm sure if you just get a routine down, maybe like 2 or 3 dribbles, bend your knees, eyes on the rim, let it go. Just keep it simple. You know what I mean? It's a good opportunity. When you keep it simple, less chances to make mistakes. Some guys are putting the ball behind their back and do all this other fancy stuff. Keep it simple and just focus. You know what I mean? You'll find more success that way.
And one thing I wanted to elaborate on is that one thing I wanted to give you kudos about is that most of the time now, what we're facing as what coaches are facing nowadays in terms of like with the Stephen Currys and the Trae Youngs and Don Damon, whatever, is that these guys are stroking it from the outside so well that it's hard to get kids to go to the basket. The mere fact that you kind of start to the inside and work your way to the outside is a great attribute to have.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I feel like once I start like heating up, then I feel more comfortable shooting beyond the arc.
And that's the way you want to kind of like, because getting easy buckets, when you see a shooter struggling, the first thing that they say is, if he can get an easy bucket, is the ball go through the net or he goes to the free throw line. I don't know in your case with the free throw line yet though. But no, all seriousness though, when you get those things going, eventually you move yourself right to the outside because your confidence rises at that point.
And you average 17.1 this year. I can imagine you probably get 8. I'm being conservative. That's why an extra 8 points right there on top of that average. You know what I mean? So and you got your 17 a smooth way, not a thirsty way, not just So I think your upside is tremendous, man. I like where you play.
Thank you.
You seem like to be an outstanding teammate. You seem to be a leader out there, man. So I'm just hoping and wishing you the best.
Thank you.
Continued success.
I feel like another thing that I need to work on is consistency, because I could have averaged more this year, but I would have a game of 30 points or something, then I'll have a game of 14 or 12 or something. I got to be more consistent with my scoring.
I understand where you're coming from with that, and all I would say to that is, meet somewhere in the middle, because sometimes every game ain't gonna be the same game.
Yes.
You might be in a game where because you had a good cast of players with you, so they might be getting off that day or whatever. You let them rock out and pick your spots. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't beat myself up too much, is what I'm saying. I guess I would say. So
yeah, you don't want to seem like you have to ball hog to score your points. If it's not your day, it's not your day.
There you go. But I gotta tell you, man, you're a fine young man. Like I said, it's always a pleasure to meet with you young guys and see what you're doing. And I'm glad we're providing this format so people out there can know exactly what you guys are doing. And young men are doing some great things out there. It's a pleasure to have you. We wish you the best success. And we look forward to seeing you on the circuit. We got one more year of you.
That's Rodney Parker, everybody. Number 22, not number 3. I guess Max Prep had the wrong information up there.
Blame Max Prep. Yeah, blame Max Prep.
But we hope to have you again, and good luck the rest of the season. Umoja TWO TV.
Thank you for having me, guys.